and Mary Kay O'Neill,
I'm here.
and Robin Drew,
Here.
and John Knowles,
Here.
and Courtney Olmsted,
Here.
Fran Ventimiglia.
Here.
And then Helen, I see a spot for you. Are you still there? Okay.
We'll have to
We
presume
do.
that she's not there until we hear otherwise, I think.
I think you're right.
1, 2,
Okay.
3,
But we do have a
4.
quorum.
Yeah,
Yes.
7 still.
Okay. All right. Our first item on our agenda, is a public portion. Is anyone online? Scott or anything?
I got one person besides me watching,
Okay.
but no messages at this point.
Our next item is minutes of our January 25th. I think that should be 2021 meeting. On the agenda, it says 2020. So wouldn't that be January 25th?
It would be
2021.
2021. Yes.
So look over the minutes if you have a chance, if you haven't had a chance, and any additions or corrections.
There we go. All right, I'm sorry. I was dealing with an audio issue. What was the last thing, Kathy? I apologize.
Oh, I moved on to the minutes of the January 25th, 2021 meeting. It says
I make 'em-
2020, but it's 2021.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
All in favor? Oh, a second. I'll second.
And-
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next item is our director's report.
Okay, surprisingly short report this month, and that's because we've just been chugging along. Real quickly though, Helen, are you here now? Can you hear us, Helen?
Sorry.
I see you.
Yeah, I can see her, but I can't hear her.
Muted.
He's on mute.
Just nod if you can hear us.
So Helen, can you hear us now?
I don't think so yet. So I will keep my phone out in case she's calling or texting. And I will proceed.
Okay.
Just got a note, just a moment. Not from her, okay. All right, so in the board report, I presume that you've all read it, and I only have two things that I want to update on. One is that the postcards have been found. The word I got from the post office is that they were delivered to the local post branches on Friday. And so hopefully those things will show up real soon. It's not too late to be useful information at this point. I think it'd still be useful. So it was a big disappointment, but because I was super happy about how fast everything was going through, and then just stopped. But hopefully it'll be delivered out Monday, Tuesday, that kind of thing. Well, hopefully some came today. And that's where that stands. The other thing I would say is that just what has happened since I wrote the report is that on Friday, our phone was down. And so people had trouble calling in. We told people by social media and put signs out front, giving an alternate phone number, and did everything we could. We had like 4 people working on the fix at one time. Becky's the one that took the lead and did the most and continued working on it through the weekend. So big thanks to you, Becky, for all you did for the phone.
Yeah.
But it's working now from what we hear. We'll find out for sure on Monday whenever the switch flips over to on time, and make sure that everything goes through.
Well, that happened today, right?
Well, I mean that, you know, we schedule the phone to be off whenever we're closed and on when we're open.
Right.
the phone company's telling us everything went today. Oh yeah, that was. I'm sorry.
should have been
I'm
today,
thinking like
right?
it's Sunday night. It's not. It's Monday night. And yes, there was no problems today. I am just silly. I apologize. All right. So that's the only updates. Any questions or concerns?
Okay.
Okay, so Helen says that she's lost her sound. She's working on it. I asked her if she can hear us, and she said no.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
then I guess we'll move on with our treasurer's report. Okay.
That's me. Hi, everybody. I did have a chance. Becky sent it nice and early, and yes, I did look at it today. But thank you for getting it to me so soon, Becky. I appreciate it. But I did have a chance to look through all the bank recs were completed, and everything looks really good. So thank you.
Okay. There's nothing listed under old business. Anyone have anything they want to discuss? New business, financial.
I was busy dealing with the sound thing. Did we give a welcome to our new board member?
Not yet.
Well, kind of unofficially we did, but we should officially welcome our new board member. And we're just very glad to have you with us. And hopefully we'll be able to meet in person one of these months. You know, even if we have to wear masks and sit 6
Mhm.
feet apart or something, we could
Right.
probably manage that, but we'll see. But anyway, welcome to the library board.
Thank you. I'm very excited to serve with all of you.
Okay. All right.
Did you get a paper copy of this?
For me, I got an emailed copy. Becky sent me a copy of the minutes and reports from the last couple of meetings, as well as the one for this meeting.
Okay, because if you want me to, I can spend a couple of minutes with you explaining this tomorrow if you'd like.
I think I'm good, but thank you.
Okay, okay.
Yes, well, since we've been doing this virtually, our meetings have tend to be very brief. So if we ever do get to back and kind of really open, possibly we'll have a little longer meetings at time. So anyway, under financial, anything, Scott, you wanted to discuss, or no, building maintenance, none? Did the parking lot get plowed good enough?
Yes, it was plowed well. And now there's like almost no snow out there, obviously. But yeah,
Right.
it got plowed out. Our signs out front saying, you know, giving the instructions for people that are coming to curbside, all got bent over and smushed under snow. So one of the things I did the first day we were open after the snow is I went out there and like straightened them as best I could. And Tanisha is working on replacing them, but they're functional now.
Okay, very good. Next item is just general. Anybody have anything under that? I do have a question, Scott. Is there, there was a thing about saying that library workers could be moved, you know, up to phase 2, so that, or what, you know, up higher, so they could possibly get vaccinations sooner.
Mhm.
Have you heard anything more about that?
None. That's basically all the representative from the county health board would give us, is that she would interpret us as government workers so that we could be under phase 2 instead of phase 3, since we are independent taxing district under the county's taxing district.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm here. My computer went some kind of crazy, so I'm just calling in. And I'm going
Hi,
to try to
Helen.
log back on. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, that's,
Technology.
your phone is showing on my screen, so I know that to be there.
So, excuse me, I did have a question, and I'm so sorry, I'm probably not asking it at the right point. It might be considered new business. somebody sent me something about the St. Louis County Libraries moving toward what they consider the digital equity, and I just been reading a lot about these GrandPad tablets that they have available so that older citizens can stay connected during this pandemic. Is that something that we're aware of at all, or is that limited to the library, and us being Ferguson, we don't have access to that, or do you know anything about it? Or
GrandPad specifically,
yeah,
no, I know that they've been lending out tablets and Wi-Fi boxes as pairs for a while now. And I know that they were working on another project for more lending devices. They're working off gigantic grants they got from the state. Or from the federal
right. So I guess
government.
we didn't. Yeah, these are made available to older adults that are over 75
Mhm.
and a resident of St. Louis County. But I mean, if it's not something that and you're right, I hear that they did have access to quite a few, a bit of the CARES Act money, but I just didn't know if that was something that we, as the Ferguson Library, was aware of or had looked into for us.
GrandPads, yes, I did read an article about that last week, I think it was. So yeah, I've heard of it. We didn't pursue it. We talked about doing that kind of thing, and well, essentially, we debated it out for a good hour, like 3 months ago, and came to a no. That we were doing what we could with loaning out the Wi-Fi hotspots. But in that contest, we were talking about whether or not we should loan out laptops, not necessarily tablets, though we did talk about the tablets too. And the biggest argument against at that now, I'm not trying to say we can't do this. What I'm saying is the biggest argument against at that time was that we would have to have enough staffing to, when they take them in, for when we take them in to essentially look them over to make sure that nothing's been installed, no viruses, that kind of thing. And we were like, I don't know if we can really do that kind of staff time. And so instead what we did, we got a couple of, we went and worked with the 2 senior homes to make sure they had it connectivity. And we lend the Wi-Fi hotspots, and then we have the computer available at the front, but we're not lending out tablets to seniors. There was also concern about whether or not we could teach them over the phone how to use them. So that's what happened, when we talked about it before. I can bring it up to we can talk with the full-timers again and see if we can reassess that. And I can talk to my contacts over in county and see what they're doing to make sure that they're usable.
Well, yeah, I got
security.
somebody saying that they had extended the deadline for them, for seniors. And so I didn't know if that was, I immediately when I get something like that, I wonder if that's something that we're participating in.
Right.
So I just thought I'd ask because I hadn't seen any reference to it in any of our reports or anything. So, all right, thank you.
We're not lending out devices other than hotspots and the laptops in the front parking lot.
Okay.
At this point.
Okay. Any comments from our council representative?
Yes, Kathy, I just wanted to let Courtney know I was so excited about her name. My husband's name is Courtney. Been married to him 50 years. And my youngest daughter's name is Courtney. So, Courtney, I'm kind of used to your name. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. I do want to let you know that the emergency order that was on Ferguson for the pandemic has been abolished. So that's done. We're under the St. Louis County rule now officially. And also that if you weren't interested, we have just received the end of the week, last week, our second portion of the CARES funding. So that came in. Thank God for that. And I had requested from Judge Perry an audience for the council because there is not a council member involved and the status calls. There's about 7 or 8 people on that call, but nobody that sits on the city council to speak for the city. And so I was very concerned about that. If you have any questions at all, you're giving to Scott. Scott always give me a report. And she has agreed to come and speak with us. It took me 2 letters, but that's okay. She's here. She's coming tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We're going to have a closed door meeting with her. I have some concerns about what it's costing us as citizens for that consent decree. So hopefully if you have any questions at all, let me know. I will be your mouthpiece. I'd be glad to speak on it.
Okay.
Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate the work you do for us.
Thank you. I enjoy it. Scott knows my story about the library. My mother used to send my brothers to get me at the library. This is, I tell you what, and I told Courtney, no better joy than to work with you group of people. I enjoy it. I really do. I like what you do too.
Okay, any more comments, discussion from anyone?
Well, I'm sorry for all of my technology inconveniences. So can we do a reverse, go all the way back and start over? I'm just kidding.
No.
So I've missed probably 90% of the meeting, so I apologize. And I don't know what happened with my technology today, but it's been one of them days.
Can I just do, you made me think of something, Helen. Can I just say one more thing? I am doing a needs analysis right now for the city of Ferguson. And I talked with Joe Davis, superintendent over at Ferguson Florissant School District, about the needs that we have here in Ferguson with the kids coming back to school very soon. And one of the things that I'm involved in is there are a lot of kids that it doesn't get talked about a lot, or cutting themselves, a lot of kids, and it's not being talked about. And it should be, because that's how they end up in the suicide section. And so I was wondering if some of you guys would be interested, and I'm going to start a group. I've done this before with PACT. We did it for 10 years. Just a group of people that are concerned and would come along and be a buddy to some kids and just give some nurturing. And I did this with the AAUW, the American Association for University Women. It's 10 of us. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's some kids that we did this with who are graduated and in college, and they're still talking about how they were helped because somebody came along and said, how's your day today? So I'm going to start with this group right here. There were 3 things that I asked for 3 things. I even talked to the fire chief and asked him, what is the needs analysis? The depression is going on. 5 years ago, I talked about this to the council. I wasn't even on the council. John knows about it. I said, we're going to have to address the homelessness. Pretty soon it's going to come to our door. Well, guess what? It's at our door. And so we're doing some things that packed about it, but I really do need some people that feel a compassion for this type of work. You don't have to be have a doctorate in it. You just have to care. I had a lengthy conversation this morning with Art McCoy about it, and so we're going to be doing some things. And I just want to put that on the plate right now to let you know that that's something that's dear to my heart. And I am on the 2+2, which is 2 people from the city and 2 people from the board of education that's going to be coming together because we need to get our economic development going. And Joe is in total agreement with that. And so we're going to have a meeting mid-March. If any of you are interested in being a part of that, I would love to have you on board with that as well. I'm going to be talking about the economic development sales tax, and Joe is going to be talking about what we as a city can do for the school district. So that meeting's coming up. If you want to be a part of that, please let me know. A couple of things coming up on that needs assessment. And I'll tell you this, nobody, no citizen that I called asked me for a pair of shoes. No citizen asked me for, can you get me a newspaper? These are the things they care about, their children. They want something done about the depression the children are going through. And the first thing I said about was, you got to get in tune with the library. That's what I told them. Because we got a lot of things going at this library that can help that situation. Thanks so much, Kathy, for letting me speak.
Okay.
So,
Thank you,
so
Tony.
I'm sorry, I kind of do want to piggyback Tony, because I'm one of those people that care, especially about the children of the First Florissant School District. I'm so glad you got an audience with the superintendent. If you're talking about Joe Davis, who's the superintendent, I'm glad you have that audience.
Yes,
the next
ma'am.
time you get a chance to talk with him one-on-one, we have a committee called the Equity Committee that is working under the support of the school board. We've been asking for support, and you're right. Someone just connecting with a child can make a difference. But
Yes.
these children have endured an amount of trauma over the last, well, that I'm aware of, since the Michael Brown incident and on through to today.
Yes.
That I'm so sad, and I know I'm new to this whole community. I'm new. I just moved here about 4 years ago. So I know I'm new, but I know children with trauma and a place that breeds trauma no matter where I'm from. And why the school district, in addition to the community, has not, and maybe I'm just speaking from my observation being a teacher in the school district, but I get sad sometimes that we seem to assume that these children are not going to be impacted by these things.
Yes.
There are agencies who will provide, and have said they will come in and provide counseling and in-house support, professional support to our children, and they have not been welcomed.
I can tell you this. I have worked with Great Circle for many years.
It's an amazing place. Yes.
Yes. And so they have told me that they will come on board. I'm working with, I don't want to get emotional about this, but Robin, I have asked God for somebody like you.
Well, I don't know if I'm who God sent you, but I'm telling you this, on behalf of the children, I'm going to speak up when I hear people, and I don't believe this is you at all. And Ruth knows me. I mean, she's been around me enough, but I'm going to speak up when I hear and see people doing what I call give lip service.
Yes.
And not do the work.
That's it.
So I'm just going to say that.
I have talked with Sam Page. Joe Davis is on board with having a conversation with Page. And so if you would like to be a part of this group, I would welcome you with open arms. I need somebody that has the compassion. And like you said, not lip service, not coming for a photo op. This is serious business. And it's for the kids. And I appreciate you for this. You will be hearing from me. Sorry about this, but I tell you, I've been working on this for a while.
I'm cool with it, and I don't want to prolong it. And I'm not trying to lobby to be in a part of a group, because I tend to speak up and speak my mind. So I'm not asked to come back to many of them. I'm okay with that. Now, when it comes time to do the work, though, I have made contact with some places that have volunteered to come in, okay, to do the work and actually be in the schools, be where the children are every day, rather than having these children act out, get written up, be sent home, and become a part of a statistic or a data piece.
Okay, that's good. I've been working with Susan Schneed on that piece for several years. We've been doing that. So we're good to go. I will contact you, because if you have those organizations that's willing to do the work, I'm telling you, that's what we need. We need the volunteers. We need the folks that are experienced in the work, as well as those that are willing to do the nourishment. This was going to be a short meeting, and I'm so sorry, Scott, that we did this, but I just wanted to get that out there, and it looks like the right time. Fran, you got anything to say on this one?
Yes, actually, I agree we need volunteers, but I also don't want us to forget about the Children's Mental Health Fund. There is funding in the county that is intended for mental health services to school districts. And there are groups that come in and have done good work. And I mean, they will place counselors in the schools. They will do group work and individual work with the kids. And while I'm a true believer in volunteers, I think we don't overlook what funding there can be out there too, because there is funding available to make some of that happen in the schools.
Very good.
Okay, well, are we ready to adjourn? Or,
I second that.
All right.
right.
So we'll consider ourselves adjourned.
Ellen,
Thank
stay on the
you.
line and I'll give you a rundown of what happened before you got on.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Take
Have a
care.
good night, all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good
Looking forward
night.
to working
Thanks.
with you, Courtney. Good night. Scott, tomorrow is council night. So if you're gonna give me that short paragraph that I can speak to. And also, Scott, I think I'm gonna need the schedule. Has the schedule changed in any way at all?
It is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 3, Tuesday, Thursday, 2 to 7.
2 to 7, 10 to 3, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Got it. Thank you so much, my friend. You guys have a good week.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.